Is it Gilles Marini? Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I'm here with Gilles Marini, the one of the stars of Murder Company. I guess I'll just start with what brought this project to you.
Thank you so much first for having me. It really means a lot to me that you guys taking the time. Um, well, what brought me to this story is because first of all, it's real. It really happened. It's based on real events. And I'm from France. You know, my entire family was really involved into the Second World War to a different level, specifically my grandma. So when I got the opportunity to be able to film something that resembled a lot of what she experienced, was like somebody tells you, yeah, this part is for the Oscars. Honest to God, because it was so important for me and my family. I mean, my mom saw one scene and cried and couldn't express herself for 15 minutes because all the memories. And so, yeah, it meant a lot to me to be part of this group of people that are not only talented, extremely kind and humble.
Yeah. So as an actor, like you've done a bunch of different movies and TV. What is it about a script or a project that gets put in front of you that makes you go, yeah, I need to do this versus nah, I'm gonna pass on this one.
Question, bro. And nobody ever asked me that. It's kind of interesting. Well, I tell you, personally, me. If I read a script and it makes me emotional, I definitely do it. It's on the in the writing. If the writing takes me to a place I can envision and make something with it, I definitely want to do it. And that film, the first 5 pages, were like, oh, they're not together as a team. They have to become one real fast. They have to trust themselves with their lives. We don't do that no more nowadays. This is crazy. And then they have to just go get killed to maybe save someone that maybe is going to work. Otherwise, well, the world collapse. And those guys back then were paying $95 a month to get killed for someone they don't know. And they did. Of course, I'm going to do this film. Of course, I got to give some homage to this era of men and women who are really above what we even like do nowadays. So yeah, very important for me to shoot this film.
And also, what's it like working with an ensemble like a murder company? Because like
Yeah,
I figure like you do like a monologue where it's just you doing everything, but then in a movie like this, you're kind of bouncing off and feeding off of people.
yeah. So it's a lot more complicated and a lot more simple. Simple in the sense that you're learning a curve when it comes down to, okay, I know my text, I know I understand the concept, my head is wrapped around it. It's one thing, but then you have only monologues in the movie and you're the lead. That takes a lot more. I'll say. On the other hand, if the cast bounce really well together, then you're gonna have a really good film. Everybody is a little bit more relaxed. There's less on on someone's shoulders. In that case, was definitely an ensemble telling you that this is what war is. And if we're smart enough, we watch this and we're like, oh my God, let's stop separating ourselves from each other, huh? Left and right and up and down. You know what's happening in the world right now, and let's not replicate this because we are very close. So I'm hoping the people will see that, will remember what happened at that time, and also like let's not do that again.
And
Hopefully.
so with like with the action scenes, like in like a comedy, for example, you get a chance to ad lib, like someone
Yeah,
says something and you know try out a bunch of different things to see where the joke is.
yeah.
Do you get that much sort of latitude with the action movie, or because I figure
A little bit.
like everything's so kind of meted out and
Yeah,
choreographed.
a little bit. You know, of course we have rules like writers. You don't change their words, but if they're on set, they say, "Yeah, I like that better," then you can mix and match with this. It's very there's rules and regulations. But I'd say like in a movie like that, we were able to change and ad lib when we really felt. I'm going to give you two examples. One example is when I speak about this General Ramsey, this monster who's murdering everyone in France. Um, when I um, when I speak about him, you know, you feel and you understand that that's the concept of who you really talking to. So ad libbing is hard, but I added up because of that moment. I added up some words in that moment because Gilles, who plays Stubbs, is asking me and he's telling me that I'm the same person, the same murderer. So for me to make him understand, no, I'm not the same person, I have to describe that guy. And he was not written. So I have to add something that was powerful enough. And I said, because he said, you're also a murderer. And I said, you never met the devil. And that stops everyone in the tracks. It's not in it, but it's who we're going to fight now. So we have to be different. So that ad lib added something to the scene, and they let you because it's also independent and it's a little bit easier. And then there's another scene where I was talking to Pooch. Pooch, who plays Coolidge, is an African American soldier, right? When he sat down, I said, I just want to remind you, Pooch, that you're in enemy territory in America, in France, with the German, with everyone. You're a different entity. You just arrived, you're free, and now they send you here. Just remember that in 1944, a black man in France fighting is a light in the darkness. He'll be gone fast. So what is his intention toward us that we just met? Don't forget, is a crew that gets together. And I love the fact that he became a little bit like, what's happening here? Versus like being just a group where everybody gets along. Because if you stop that war, Pooch goes back to America and he's segregated. And we forget it. So there was things like that. So Pooch completely remanipulated speech about making him understand that this is not my home. And no one here cares about me since I'm a baby. So different world, of course, but we were able to change a little bit to make better. And Shane is the first one who tells you, let's go, let's do, let's move, let's rewrite this. Beautiful work from everybody. I was really happy.
I don't think I've ever talked to anyone who's given me such an insight on like how they approach their character.
Oh, thank you.
I love how much you consider it, which made me think of like so you're looking at the script and not everything the character is thinking is in dialogue. Sometimes it's in an action line. Can you give me an example of an action line where there was no dialogue, but you had to kind of consider and put something into that character?
Luckily, Eric, I'm very in between the lines. You know, Sally Field told me that back then when I was in Brothers and Sisters. Gilles, you command such a deep emotion without words. With you, less is more. So I took it at heart. So every time I can shut down lines and tell them with my eyes, I do. So yes, you're right. Many, many times there was a scene where Joe, behind you on your left, is Joe Anderson, who plays Smith. What a skilled actor. This dude, when I grew up, I want to be like him. An incredible actor. And we chit-chatting about all this, and he's telling me in the scene, he's asking me for help. And I said yes, without him asking me for help or me telling him yes. And that, I think, is really powerful because the audience, my wife we watched it on the cell phone 3 days ago. I didn't have the chance to look at it on the big screen. And my wife was like, that's powerful here. I understood everything. And that to me was really cool.
Nice. Well, we have a what's in the box segment on this show. And in the box, so we have a bunch of movies that we pull one out each week to watch for the following week. And we have people put movies into the box. And these are movies that are either deeply personal to you or a movie that's like, that movie's really good and no one talks about it. What's a movie you would like to put into the box?
Put into the box a movie from back in the mid-80s, late 80s called Le Grand Bleu, The Big Blue. It's with Jean Reno and it's the story about Jacques Mayol, the deep sea diver. Please put this there. It's not only a phenomenal movie, but it teaches you such a lesson in life. And the trick, Jacques Mayol did die just like that after the movie was made. So this is where the mystery comes up. Check it out. Le Grand Bleu. Le Grand Bleu. The Big Blue.
Will do. And everybody check out Murder Company. It's in select theaters on digital on demand July 5th.
Yeah, man.
Gilles, it's been a pleasure, and your passion for your craft comes through
Hey, thank you, Eric.
more strongly than anyone I've talked to so far.
I,
So thank you for
man,
joining
I
me.
really love this. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate you, man.